Alright YouTube, this is Tucson back with my 2 cents on OCTOPATH TRAVELER, and we are indeed getting the Tikkalin Cup next week. So here we are, still working on kind of our prep, and here we're going to give a list of our bow units here, and I'll kind of notate which ones I think are going to be good for the arena as we go through here. So there are also going to be some speculations on who I think they're going to add as the first additional 5-star bow unit, so stay tuned for that near the end. And I know in my yesterday's video I kind of just mentioned the fact that my kind of goal when I started my channel was 1,000 subs within 6 months, and you guys really helped me out with that yesterday with 48 subs. That's the most I've ever gotten a day before, in a day ever. So just thanks for that, and let's get into the video. All right, I get it. I've talked about Scarecrow a lot. He's our only 5-star bow unit right now, which is part of the reason why. One thing I do want to just point out though is that if you don't have him at 5-star, you have him at 4.5. Granted, I would definitely say work on this unit as one of your priorities to get to 5-star, because he's a pretty lackluster 4.5-star. He doesn't get access to that 4x bow AoE or the 4x wind, even though that's a random attack. So definitely one that if you have him at the 4.5, definitely work on him to get him to that 5-star, where he really kind of in a way pops off a little bit better here. So he's going to be good damage buff up for himself, especially when attacking an enemy in break, and he'll give himself some crit hit damage up. So as of right now, compared to the 4 stars and the 3 stars, he's going to have that #1 seat. Alright, moving on to our A tier, we have Lucette here and ASHLAN. Basically, Lucette is here because we're going to get access to a 3x single target bow. We have an AoE bow that can inflict 15% defense damage down for 2 turns, and a 2x ice AoE. I just feel like this kind of gives you a little bit of being able to debuff, a little bit of being able to break some shields, add some elements on there, and then also buffs casted on Lucette and the ally in the same row get a +1 turn duration, so it can kind of help a little bit with the buffing there for whoever you want to pair with Lucette here. So this is the bow unit I have. It's a bow unit I've been using, so there could be some biases there. But ASHLAN I also think is a really good one as well. We're going to be able to really kind of buff the ally in the same row with us with their crit damage there. So ASHLAN plus the ally in the same row gets a 20% damage up when dealing critical hits. And then what's also nice is that they have access to being able to guarantee crit. So they have a bow AoE that's guaranteed crit, and a single target that's also able to be guaranteed crit for it. So definitely kind of helps in that department. What we are lacking here is being able to be a good breaker, so this is going to be a little bit more on that one of the enemies already broken being able to kind of crit and do big numbers there. All right, now moving on to our last 2 4-star units, we have Bertrand here, and I think him paired with like Scarecrow are going to be like our current bow units are going to be decently useful for the arena. Bertrand for the reason that he's got some lightning attacks, some lightning AoE, and then some bow random targeting there. And there's going to be some ads you want to clean up that they're going to have some lightning weakness. You'll also be able to kind of inflict lightning defense down for that as well. And he has an imperil at the start of the fight for the first 3 turns of lightning defense down. So especially if you're using Tharissa or something like that, it might be a nice kind of little pair for that. He's also got that 20% wind resistance that I talked about before in one of my other videos that might be useful for this. So now as far as CAMILLA, this is what I really think is one of our weakest kind of bow users here. We got access to a fire AoE and 2x bow AoE, so that's pretty decent. But what I do like about her is that if you have her in the back row, the ally in the front gets a regen, and they also get a 10% bow damage up. So that's kind of nice if you're going to just utilize her as kind of being able to buff maybe your Scarecrow or Bertrand or Lucette or something like that. Some bow unit now or in the future, obviously. So you might like her in the back a little bit more, and then she can come out every now and then and blast out some 2x bow AoE or fire AoE, something of that nature. She's also got a decent single target inflicting bleed ability as well. So overall, I think she's better as that kind of buffer in the back for your paired ally. So she's that's where she gets her B tier listing here. So let's take a quick look at our 3 stars. All right, for number 1 here we have Vivian, and I actually like Vivian a lot. We got access to another 3 times bow. It is random though, but also at the start of the fight, Vivian and the ally she's paired with is going to get some 10% crit up for 3 turns and some dark defense up for 3 turns. So the sad thing is, you know, after 3 turns you kind of lose all the usefulness here, and all you have is somebody who's got 3 times random bow, but still not too bad for, you know, a 3-star unit here. And so for your shorter fights or something like that, not too bad to kind of bring along. Now moving on to Sunny. Sunny is another one that is similar to Minnie, which is going to give us that 10% XP up at the end of battle. So definitely you want to take Sunny and Minnie into your parties that you're trying to level up units and place them behind whoever you're trying to boost up, and that'll really kind of make it a little bit easier for you. So the last one here is CUTI. Honestly, that's tripping me up right now. Normally I know how to say that. So anyhow, he's a pretty generic. The only thing that I would say is of note is that if you're looking for some speeding or something like that, he gets access to 10% speed for himself and an ally for the first 3 turns of battle. Everything else about his kit is pretty forgettable. Unless you're specifically trying to deal some poison damage, just ignore this guy besides leveling up his influence for hunts or something like that. So anyway, let's get on to some speculation on who I think might be the next units coming. All right, now I want to add that this is just speculation. This is not any part of a data mine or anything out there. So, it's 100% grain of salt. I'm just speculating here based off the idea that we are going to be utilizing some bow weakness inside the arena, and Hannett and Zatan will be useful units as well because of the elements that they're going to provide. And we haven't had another 5-star bow unit come to the game, so I'm thinking next week we might get one of these units. But I could be 100% wrong. But I want to just kind of give you a little breakdown on each one of their kits here. So Hannett, we have went over in a previous video because this was the first unit that was out in JP. And they just skipped over her for us, but she does have lightning AoE, and she's got either like a 3 to 5 times random bow AoE. That was a mouthful. So and then also access to 1 big bow AoE, just 1 hit, but it's 180 power there, so that's kind of nice. So it's just going to be useful for this fight and being able to bring down the adds. She's definitely going to be better for the add takeout and clear. She's got a nice passive that when she's using her attack, her default attack ability there, that she has a 50% chance to add an additional attack to that. So could be nice for if you're needing to kind of clear out some shields or something of that nature, and you can get at least an extra hit in there. So, and then Xanath here, he's going to be a little bit more of an all-rounder as well, because he's going to have access to light and light AoE. Granted, it's not going to be a whole a lot of times. It's just going to be kind of I think just once, and his bow is going to be a 5 times, but it's going to be random. So who knows exactly? I think Hannett would make herself a little bit more useful or better for this event, but I kind of wanted to look at these two because he didn't come too far along into the JP server there. So I thought they could switch it up and kind of bring either one of these. So he's got access to some self-regen as well and some attack and crit up, but he's going to be a selfish unit with that. But he does have a passive that's 30% bow damage up, so obviously he's going to have that kind of max piece there for his bow damage, and then another passive for just 30% damage up. So he's going to be a pretty heavy hitter for that. He's got a single bow attack that's going to be a power of 230. So definitely we're looking at one that might be a little bit better at add clear and shield break, and then one that's going to be a little bit better at being a hard hitter. So it's up in the air of which one of these come, but if either one of them come next week, it could be a nice addition, especially if you missed on the step up this week and didn't pick up a Scarecrow, or you're just looking to fill some additional holes for your arena team. We'll just have to kind of look at that when that actual battle drops. However, I will not be here. I will be out of town. So anyway, that's been my 2 cents.